I cast Fireball if I can't talk?
No, that spell has a
verbal component.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to this week's episode of the Verbal Components Podcast. This week's episode is a little different. And by different, I mean we're back to doing what we're normally used to doing. As always, I'm here joined by my sweet, sweet boy, Evan.
beer, you say?
And this week, we are not joined by a guest. Sadly, we had one more scheduled. We had to cancel because our recording schedule got all fucked up. So we didn't really expect someone to be able to record later on in the day. So we're just gonna do this by ourselves. We had a lot of cool guests on, and that was a cool period in the podcast. And we're throwing a couple ideas back and forth about what to do with guests going forward. But for everyone that was on the show, thank you guys so much for being on. That was super cool. We got to talk to a bunch of cool ass people. But we're back where we started and where Evan and I feel most comfortable, which is just bullshitting back and forth with each other like a bunch of dumbasses.
If you're listening to the audio of this, I just chugged a fucking whole beer.
He did do that, and that leads me into the point that I was going to make, which is we are doing a Power Hour episode where Evan and I are slugging a few back and hanging out with you lovely folks. We're gonna talk some D&D today, and we're also gonna I put out a tweet on the podcast Twitter about asking us questions, and a lot of you guys asked questions of us, so we're gonna get to those as well. Were you going to say something, Evan?
I have made a grave mistake. I only brought one beer in with me.
That was the dumbest thing you could have possibly done. Do you want to
thing.
go run and get one and let me carry this for a little bit?
Okay, yeah. I'll be
go run and
30
get one.
seconds.
Yeah, go run and get one and leave this unedited part in with just me.
You know I will.
So as my absolutely inept colleague goes and gets himself another drink, me, on the other hand, I came prepared. Boom, one. Oop, what's that? Boom, a backup. How about that? There's two right here because I'm a professional. How about that? I take this shit seriously, and you guys have bestowed upon me the role of being a professional funny man. Evan obviously does not take this as seriously as I do, so you need to let him know when the next time you talk to him. If you see him in the Discord, just bully the shit out of him. But like I said, we're back with each other. We're getting back on schedule.
I'm back!
Oh God. Like I said, we're slowly but surely getting back on schedule, so we appreciate you guys being patient with us. This coming Monday the... What day of the week is that? Or what is the day, Evan?
Today's the 2nd. What is Monday? And today's Wednesday.
The 7th. Monday the 7th, we should be back on schedule for 4 p.m. Eastern time releases on Monday and Wednesday. The last few weeks obviously have been weird for Evan and I, but we are getting back on schedule, and we're gonna get the show back to what it used to be. And
made way easier by our little friends here, Landshark and Beefeater. It's made this last couple weeks a little bit more bearable.
I like Landshark. I actually like Landshark a lot. I have White Claw here because I am basic as fuck.
I'm also gonna start attacking this wine at some point.
Oh, is that 19 Crimes? That's a 19 Crimes blend, isn't it?
This is Cabernet.
That's a really good wine.
Oh my fucking god. I think this is the best I've had so far.
I introduced Evan to 19's Crimes, 2 months ago?
Yeah, So it's been this and one called Stella Luna. And they're tied for me right now.
Yeah, so if you guys are listening to this and you like red wine, pick up 19 Crimes. For one, it's relatively cheap. It's like $12 and I'm not a wine connoisseur. I don't really know how much wine's supposed to cost, but it's relatively cheap.
All I know is
like $12.
what I like. I don't know what's good.
And the bourbon barrel one's 18%. If you get the one that's aged in the bourbon barrels, it's, I forget what the name of it is, but there is one, if you look at the bottom of it, it says aged in rum barrels. Or sorry, not bourbon barrels, rum barrels, it tastes, for one, it tastes amazing, and for two, it's like 18%. It's like ridiculously
Not
high
18
in
proof?
content. No, 18%.
Damn.
It's pretty high.
Yeah. I need to find some of that shit, because I usually buy this in my corner store, but I usually don't make it out to the, like, actual liquor store. So I'm gonna have to get sloppy with bourbon.
Oh, funny
wine.
story, and we should talk about this. Funny story about, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? Probably coming up on 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Evan and I were hanging out with
not many
all
funny
of our
stories
friends.
from after 2 weeks ago, but like before
Yeah,
2
that's
weeks
fair.
ago. That'll be some
It was
funny
actually
stories.
when we were going through all the bullshit we were going through, and you'll understand what I'm saying when I start explaining it. We were all getting together as like this little family to hang out after everything that happened with us. We wanted to be together, and we stopped. Evan and I stopped at the package store, the liquor store, before we got to our buddy's house. And we went in there, and there was a 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg edition. It was like Cali Red. It was like, all you could see was Snoop Dogg's like mugshot on the front of it. It was so funny to see. And then I went to my liquor store to see if they had any, and they were out. And I almost had a panic attack in the middle of the liquor store.
I am now experiencing the price of being an idiot. For a joke to see if it would be easy, I'm using the heirloom I've received from my dead friend to open up my fucking bottle of beer, and it exploded all over this ring.
Oh, nice.
It worked.
You're an
Jesus
idiot, first of all.
Christ.
If this has
My
to go on
shirt!
YouTube now. If you guys
My
have to check
shirt!
if you're listening to this in audio version, go check out our YouTube channel to see Evan absolutely douse himself in land shark like a moron.
Dude.
Before we get into questions, do you want to start with questions, stop, and then talk about this subject that I want to talk about, or do you want to do them all at once?
Let's do a couple questions first.
Let's take questions from our lovely, lovely audience. Number one, and one that I actually chuckled a lot reading, and I don't know why, it's because it's my shitty, stupid sense of humor, was from at Agents of D on podcast, Agents of Damned. Thank you for the question, first of all. And the question was, what's the largest animal that you think you could fight barehanded? I genuinely love that question.
That's so hard.
That's a great question, though. I think personally,
see, humans are so fucking insane. I think of what I could do to a creature when I'm fighting for my life. So,
I think I have my answer.
I feel like if I went full vicious, I might be able to take an elephant.
An elephant?
Dude,
a full-size elephant?
I'm imagining the things that I could do to like a creature's head that like it would not be.
But
expecting.
you're fighting with your fists, though. You don't get weapons.
Some pretty big eye sockets, my friend.
Yeah, but he's got tusks.
Yeah,
And he's also 6,000 pounds.
It depends so hard. Because most people who are killed by elephants aren't expecting to be killed by elephants.
They sneak up on him.
They're usually, like, taking care of them, and they, like, get crushed to death when they stampede.
Dude, this
This is like I feel like I have a chance to kill an elephant.
Okay, but
There
do
need
you
to
feel
be
confident over 50% that you would be
Not
able
over
to kill
50%,
this? Okay,
no.
okay.
So if we're going over, that's a good rule. Over 50%.
Yeah, you need to feel confident going into this fight that you can kill this animal. If you need a little bit more time, tell me. I think I have mine.
Go first. Yeah.
Okay.
You go.
I
ahead.
think mine would be a full-size male kangaroo. Now, hear me out. They are vicious creatures, number one. But I do think they are the closest creature that fights like a human boxer, which I also do. I fight humans 2 to 3 times a week. So I feel like my best chance to knock out and kill an animal would be an animal whose fighting style is like that of a United States American boxer.
That is so intensely fair.
Yeah.
See, the thing about them is the speed at which they do their like sucker
I've seen
kick.
it. I've seen it. I work nights, Evan. The rabbit hole that I've fallen down on YouTube is unmatched.
I watched Kangaroo Jack few weeks ago.
A great film.
It's not a great film. It's
Dude, fuck you. That's a great film.
This is me talking. I was 3/4 of the way through the film, and I was like, I started this thinking it would be funny to watch because it's Kangaroo Jack. It's not. It's
It
bad.
just sent you into an extra existential dread.
It's just bad. It's just bad.
Okay, don't get off topic.
We're talking about a movie about a kangaroo that in all of the promotional footage, which is basically all I know about it from seeing like trailers of it as a kid, it's Kangaroo fucking Jack speaking English. That happens once. When the guy is tripping balls, he doesn't speak English at all. He's a kangaroo.
You better put some respect on my boy Jackie Leg's name, or I swear to God, I'll come over there and fight you. All right, Evan, you're ducking the question, dude. You don't get any more time. Let's go.
Okay.
I need your answer.
So we're talking a full-size creature. What's the largest? Shark? I think I could take a shark. I think I could on it because a shark is made.
What type of shark?
Like any shark.
Okay.
Here's the thing, because if I know there's a shark that's about to like beat my ass, try and eat me. Sharks are made to eat fish.
Okay.
And they have literal like Zelda weak points on their nose. Like, so if we're talking like defend, because it's hard to say if I could hold on to a shark and like kill it, but
You're
I could
also
defend
in water.
myself. Yeah, a shark has the advantage of being able to sneak up on you. That's how shark like bites happen and shit.
But you think you could just like get its eyes?
If I was in like a clear tank with a shark, I could totally kill it.
Okay, I will take that justification over your last justification.
It's hard. Like I feel like it's over 50% with a shark.
Okay, that I will give you that answer.
Maybe not that high over 50%, but close
to it.
Considering a shark normally wouldn't be trying to attack me anyway, and I just had to jump on it, like
right.
Especially then.
Oh, like if it's up and it's like eating and you jump on it.
Yeah, like
and you
see,
get
like
a shark, you're like riding it like a bull kind of thing.
Yeah, like a shark will go after like a seal. Like if it sees me like all weird and spooky, like it's not gonna want to fuck with me. Because what normally when a shark attacks a human, it thinks it's a seal or some creature of like mass and blubber that doesn't move around and can't. So
you would use your tactics of manipulation and deception to deceive this shark into thinking that you were not a threat.
Yes.
And then when it swims by, you would then jump on its back and gouge it.
Yeah, that's where I think I'd be going with that.
Okay, I will take that justification. And as law.
That's like I could probably think of a lot of ways I could kill many creatures.
Okay, got it.
So I think I will take
that one. Okay,
that's where because I'm going at it from like I'm a human. I can think rationally. I can go after whatever weak point that I think a creature would have.
Okay. Well, yeah.
And a creature can only use its
that,
attack arsenal.
Okay, so you're saying that because you have a human brain, that gives you the leg up.
Yes, that
because
gives me the leg up
acting on pure instinct.
Yes,
and you can plan your approach towards the shark.
Exactly.
Okay.
There's some things that are just like their tools of attack are so intensely like
animalistic
raw that like a tiger or a lion, like those motherfuckers, like
a tiger or a lion would
that
fuck
will
me
never
up. Let's
be
get that
above,
out of the way.
Yeah, but that will never be above a 50% like one-on-one.
No, hell no. A tiger would
they're too fast.
Eat me for breakfast.
They're too strong. Like same thing with like a fucking gorilla, like bare hands.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with like a bear too. Like a bear's so strong. Like holy shit. And like so I was when I traveled to Alaska to hike and shit, I was hiking up a huge mountain, right?
Yeah.
And you had to take bells. No, this is a serious story. You had to take bells and you had to hook them on your backpack and on your pant loop when you walked, so that every time that you walked or ran up the mountain, it would ring. because they have ginormous bears in Alaska, and they will tend to run away from sounds because they equate those with humans. So when you're hiking, all you hear is da-ding, 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 because you're running and you're scaring the bears off. So on my pack, right, I had these two little bells, and like I had two bells on my belt loop, and I had one giant can of bear mace in case, because they have big fucking Kodiak bears, dude, like big boys that will like talk hella shit to you when you walk up their mountain, dude.
I think you're in the wrong fucking neighborhood, S.A.
Yeah, I think that's Escalera. Oh,
Escalera. Oh. And as he says that, he looks up right at you as you pass.
All right, let's continue with these questions. We actually got a lot of them, so thank you guys for interacting.
Yeah,
this one is fucking hysterical, and he said he could take his answer off air, but like, I'm not doing that.
Whatever
at
it is,
great
I'll
underscore lawful great adventures, Benjamin, thank you for the question, my man. Essentially, his question is, it's about the Pixar animated film Ratatouille, and if you're in our Discord, you understand this is a hot topic issue. One of the rules in our Discord is that Remy Ratatouille is the best rat in cinema, and if anybody has a problem with that, they can come see me personally. Now,
so we're talking cinema. If you want to get technical, there's not many rat protagonists in cinema.
correct.
There's a lot of mice.
That okay? If you want to get technical with it,
So are
sure.
we talking rat/mouse adjacent? Because they're very similar.
Rat. Let's say rat and rat-like. Hey, don't. We got to get to this question, Evan. Don't debate me, because I'll debate you about this for about 45 minutes.
We're saying Ratatouille is the best.
Remy Ratatouille is the best rat or rat-adjacent thing in cinema.
You ever seen
Don't say it. Do not say it.
Mousetrap?
Don't say it. Fuck you. Oh wait, that means what's the one with the gerbils that like fight crime?
G-Force?
Does that mean G-Force?
That's guinea
also?
pig.
Is that technically a rat adjacent?
I feel like that's too far because
That could be too far.
I feel like when I say rat adjacent, I mean like rats and mice fill almost the exact
I see
same
what you're
role
saying.
in
I see
film.
what you're saying. Okay, well, hold on. Before we get off on the tangent.
Like
So-
Ratatouille could have been Mouse-a-Tooie if that was the dish. The dish.
Mouse-a-Tooie
But
is so much
Ratatouille
worse,
is,
but we'll get
is
back
the
to that.
thing. Like if
Okay,
there was a
got
dish
it.
called Mouse Shoey and like that and then like the movie could have been called that, it could have been a mouse instead of a rat. That's all I'm saying.
So Ben's first part of this question is that Remy is able to gain the favor of the reviewer by presenting him with his childhood favorite dish. What he's saying, his question is, do you believe this is an acceptable tactic for swaying a critic in order to favor your restaurant? Or should food critics shield themselves from such manipulations given their important part in the industry? Now, I will say this. I think the way that Remy knew that this was his favorite dish was because he has telekinesis and telepathic ability to link with one's mind. Are you going to dispute that point, Evan?
How could I dispute such fact?
First of all, Ratatouille was the first.
scientific.
Ratatouille was the first mech-based anime on the planet. Let's get that off the table right now. So, if you're asking if it's
So Ratatouille, what year did that come out?
I have no fucking idea. I'm not looking it up either. It's probably early 2000s.
So we have Gurren Lagann, which came out in 2008.
Oh, it was before. It had to have been before that, right?
Hold on. So we have Gurren Lagann. I just need to make sure I'm right on that. 2007.
Okay. Also, Ben, they should not shield themselves from those types of manipulations. That's where Remy gains his power from.
This is just my favorite mech-based anime. They came out. Ratatouille also came out in 2007, and I'm not checking the date
No,
So
don't
who
check
knows
dates.
who inspired who? Who knows? It is a
All I know is that
toss-up with
food critics
who
should not shield
inspired
themselves
who
to this.
between Gurren Lagann and Ratatouille, the Pixar animated Disney film.
But also, that's a bold question, Benjamin, because you're now saying that there is a chance that he could have shielded his mind from Remy's deep telepathic thought connection, which I don't think that's even possible. The second part of the question was, do you think Remy could be considered guilty of such manipulation given he has no practical experience with the history of people or their emotional bonds with their food and their childhood?
I don't think the secret police like what we're talking about. I just heard a siren. It's on its way.
Yeah, I think we're going too deep into the lore of Remy Ratatouille.
They might try and stop us if we continue down this line of inquiry.
But no, I don't think he should be held guilty in a court of law because he's... Like, honestly, I think he knows all of our thoughts at all times. And, like, I don't want him coming for me next and, like, enticing me with a bowl of, like, Captain Crunch, which probably was my favorite food growing up as a child.
See, I'm unbribable because I don't like anything.
Oh, horse shit. Horse shit, you're unbribable.
I don't like anything, so you can't bribe me with dishes of delicious food.
That's a great question, though. Thank you,
Thank you, Ben.
Lawful Great Adventures, for that lovely question. It also got a lot of likes. that question got a lot of likes on our Twitter, so I'm glad that everybody knows what we're into on this channel.
Who says the public is stupid? Who
They're just
who
not.
says people aren't asking the right questions?
Excuse me, that was a bad time to take a sip.
So I have hard liquor. Are we gonna do like shots for anything?
Probably not. I don't have shots with me, so
Okay.
probably just let this rip and then do shots afterwards. We'll do, he had a serious question as well, so since we just answered his joke question, we'll answer his serious question too. Benjamin asked a serious question, and it was, now that you've been, now that you've been in 5e for a few years, are you interested in branching into other systems? What systems do you think might fit your home group's vibe? That's an interesting question. Evan?
What other systems could ever invest the ridiculously theoretically simple amount of time, like simple and small endeavor, to just automate their rule system and make it into a D&D Beyond like website?
That is very true. It would be
It
difficult for our
seems-
group because we use D&D Beyond a lot.
Something that seems so trivial seems to be so fucking impossible for D&D Beyond to do anything right.
Yeah, don't get Evan started with this. But to answer your question though, there is one system, and we've talked about it before. We would like to get into Pathfinder.
I would love to get into Pathfinder, but
yeah.
it seems that Pathfinder would have to be as convenient to play as D&D
Yes.
5e,
Yeah.
and it seems like creating a site of that endeavor, of that size, of that intense complexity, takes years.
Yeah, Evan is not happy with how long it takes for things to roll out on the site, which I agree with. I think that D&D Beyond could do things differently. However, I guess I can answer it from a different way as well, which is Evan and I would both be, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't mean to speak on your behalf, but Evan and I would both be interested in running Pathfinder if somebody who knows Pathfinder very well was interested in running something for us.
I would love to play, yeah. See,
Yeah, like I would love to play Pathfinder.
truthfully, I would love to play Pathfinder. Make it worth it.
Yeah, but because we're
Don't
so...
let
yeah.
Dungeons and motherfucking Dragons win. Don't let them be the best. Don't do it. It's
But...
not that hard.
Yeah, if somebody who's good at Pathfinder wants to run something for us, we would be more than happy to learn the rules, but it's hard for me to run something with how... I rely heavily on D&D Beyond because we have all the content on D&D Beyond. We use D&D Beyond for everything. That would be a hard switch for us to make for 5e, but we would both be interested in playing Pathfinder, for sure.
The thing about D&D Beyond, the only things that are hard rules are the things that are encoded into the website. If your game is so fucking incomprehensible that you can't create a simple website to input your rule system and create different magic spells and stuff, fix it.
Yeah, I would agree. I would love if Pathfinder did something D&D Beyond-esque. That would be really cool. It's for newer players to get into, because it is like sort of scary to get into a new system when you've been playing an old system for so long. But we appreciate your question again, Ben.
Yeah, it's less that I'm, intimidated. It's just that, like, I've invested, along with Matt, and the rest of my party, we've all dumped money into D&D Beyond, just because the magnificent state that D&D Beyond is in.
Yeah. And it's made some good changes.
It's worth it. It's still... No, Beyond it all, D&D Beyond has facilitated a lot of ease in my favorite pastime.
But he thinks there's some things that could be changed for the better, and I agree with him. Not that like and nobody's perfect. No site is perfect. No app is perfect. Like, but they've also, with the stuff they've been doing lately, with the dice roller, with the encounter builder, they've been doing a lot of great things. I think
no app is perfect. Have you ever been on a little website app I like to call Twitter.com?
Fuck you. Fuck Twitter. Thank you, Ben, for the question. We will move on. Let's do one or two more, and then I do have a topic I want to talk about.
Perfect.
Because I've been pissed, and I'm ready to get pissed on here on my own goddamn show. We have a question from @ProopyPants. It's Prudence on Twitter. Thank you for the question. We love all those people over there. She's amazing. And her question to us is, which are y'all's favorite classes and subclasses to play, and why?
Well, I love wizards, but they are intensely limited by being wizards in D&D 5e. So if we're talking 5e, I have worked intensely hard to make an interesting wizard that doesn't just try to blast people and murder them with magic, and can still be in a party at, like, level 13.
Yeah, and he's done a great job doing it.
I'm kind of failing on the last one. It's hard as fuck.
It is
Get
difficult.
your fucking shit together, 5e, please. Oh my god.
Shit. Favorite classes and subclasses. If I had to pick... I'll pick two. Personally. Because, like I said, I haven't played a lot. But from when I have played, and I've been playing a lot more one-shots lately, which I've been really excited to do. The first one would be Bard, personally. I think it just fits me as a person. I really like playing charismatic characters that can rely on the way that they talk rather than the way that they cast. I played a Tiefling Whisper Bard from level 5 to level 20, and I had a fucking blast, dude. I had so much fun playing it. It was like a perfect mix of like slashy slash and casty cast. And the other one would be a Berserker Barbarian.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The other thing that I love to play is just like any fighter. It's so fun to just be able to back your beliefs up with physical strength.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
So
And that's
good.
actually what I was going to touch on. What I was getting into was like, there's a certain complexity to the simple play class of like, I have weapon, I'm going to hit things with weapon. And I like the way they can be RP'd. Those two are my absolute favorites to play at the moment. But then again, I haven't dove into a lot of different classes and subclasses. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I don't tend to multi-class. I tend to play my characters as one class. A lot of people give me shit for that, but they can all eat my ass. I don't care. I like playing my characters to their T so I can get to level 20 and fucking have great, cool experiences with the level 20 class features. But that being said, Prue, thank you for your question. We love all you guys over there.
Pogger. Did she say anything about race, too?
No, she said classes and subclasses. Do you want to do races as well? We can do that as well.
Well, my race thing is simple. I love playing humans just because, like...
Yeah, you really do.
It's just so, like, everyone else is, like an
playing
elf or... Yeah, everyone else does the other stuff. And I love interacting with all of it. I love being the human, the thing I can relate the most to, in a world of people who are living out, like, fantasies
It's
of being
such a
other
cool,
things.
yeah, it's
so
such a cool
good.
way to do it.
Personally, I feel no draw. Sorry, I feel no draw to play other. I feel very
comfortable.
I love being me. I have very high self-esteem, I would say. I'm not to say anything about people who like playing other races, but this is purely me saying stuff about myself. This is why I think I like it. I really love being me, and I've very few things in my life make me question myself. Other than me, I try and question myself, and other than intellectually, I love being myself. So I love being something that I can project onto the most in this game.
Yeah, that you can relate to. Yeah. Hell yeah. Me, personally, you'll find me on the other end, where, like, I'll pick the race that applies to, like, the big characteristic of my character, which does happen to be a characteristic that I share with them. But if I had to, let me pick my top 3, because I'm a cop-out and a sell-out little bitch, but, like...
I mean, we're talking about fucking D&D.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, what are your favorite things to be in life?
Seriously. Top 3 would be Goliath, Drow, and Tiefling. Those 3. For sure, would be my favorites.
I love Tieflings so fucking much.
And their origins are
good.
Their origin stories are the shit, and, like, everybody loves Tieflings. It's fucking great. But if you haven't played a Tiefling, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but, like, get on that shit. Thank you, Prudence, for the question. That was awesome. Let's do one more. And then we'll get back to the rest of them after I go off on my little tangent here. Oh, I like this one. It actually ties into Prudence. The Chasing Tales pod, at Chasing Tales pod on Twitter. First of all, we love all of them at Chasing Tales. If you guys have not seen the Chasing Tales podcast on Twitch, dude, go check them out. They're
I meant
awesome.
to say this in our, like, 1,000 follower announcement video, but I had to cut it for just video length. But, yeah, their podcast is just so well, like, lit and produced. It just feels
They stream on Twitch every Thursday,
so.
And it's awesome. We love those guys at Chasing Tales. Thank you guys for the question.
They're usually lit by the sun and not
literally.
by
It literally looks like
stinky
perfect lighting. It's awesome.
And, yeah, it's so good.
What is your favorite way each of you have solved a problem / tricked each other / otherwise made an awesome brain play or encounter during a game? I want to know a moment where you went just surprised at each other.
Huh.
I got one for you.
Okay.
For sure. And Evan and I have not played much as character and character. We've played a lot as character Evan, me, DM. And the one thing I will say is one of the big baddies was tracking them, and he found them, and he got the jump on them. And he was scaling up a wall, and it was the only time that Evan used Wall of Force to a way that I thought it was amazing. Like, he was going up the wall, and he was chasing after one of his party members, so he used Wall of Force to cup him on the side of the wall and keep him there. And I thought that was kick-ass. I thought that was a kick-ass way to use that spell, and it was the one and only time that Wall of Force has ever been cast in a game that I've been running that I have not been physically angry that it's been cast.
You see, that's another element of me trying my very best to strain at the confines of these magic rules in 5e. Because I, like, Wall of Force is just, it's such an easy go-to. Because the wording is so simple. It is an impenetrable wall. The only thing that can break it is this spell. That's it. If you don't have it,
someone please save me. Someone fucking
break
send
it.
help.
You either have to stop it from being cast or get fucked. And so, I use that all the time because it is one of the only spells that I can actually rely on. Because it's the closest to capital M magic. And I love that. I love being a wizard and doing shit. And being able to think creatively with the way I cast versus, like, this spell does this. Cast it on that, and it does that.
Yeah, no, and I will give it. I talk a lot of shit about Wall of Force because I think that the spell itself is garbanzo beans, but that moment in that fight, I was like, oh no, like this big baddie could kill this person that he's pursuing, because like the person was hurt, he was pursuing him, he was gonna kill him, and Evan was like, nope, and I was like, whoa, that's so cool, like that was such a cool way to trap him.
It's just sad because that's one of the that's the thing about balancing magic in a game, is that you have to think about all the creative ways you can use a spell.
Agreed.
And then shut them down in the wording.
Agreed. I couldn't agree more. And do you have, I know we haven't played much as player and player, but do you have one where I shocked you? It could be DM moment, I guess, too.
It's gonna have to be DM moment, because I've played like 2 games with you. Like really.
True.
I've guest starred on like Kai's campaign.
Yeah.
And then like what we've been doing like with Kai's other stuff is like just going. There's been very little chance to do anything other than what our classes do.
Yeah, true.
DM wise, just the other week, literally making. You had me convinced. I made a deduction that a character in my backstory just became the god of magic. And I was so mad because I thought Matt made this character the god of magic, and I was personally pissed because he was so powerful and not doing anything to solve our problems. And then it turned out to be another deeply emotional character from the, like, beginning of our game that was, like, a little girl who died, who was also, like, inclined to magic. She became the goddess of magic. That was... You just, like, took my own fucking deduction and slapped me in the face and the balls, and, like... it was true tragedy playing out on screen, because I was seeing my dead friend back in the game, and I was giving him the cold shoulder, and then, like, it ended, and I didn't get to see him again.
Yeah, and
that
thankfully...
was balls, and I loved it.
It played out the way that I thought it was going to play out, and I was like, oh my god, he's going to think that I'm doing this to him. And he absolutely did, and I'm glad that it shocked, and it was a nice little moment that we had during the campaign.
Yeah, it was pretty poggers. That might be you... See, you... So much of what's been great is you just presenting us with problems. That's what any good DM does. But that just felt like constructed for my bitch ass. That was like the first time that kind of happened.
Yeah, it was a little... It was like me throwing out a fishing line with like a big chunk of bait on it right in front of a shark, and I was like, come on, motherfucker.
Because you were like...
Come on, motherfucker.
You know, you gave me the hints. You were like, yeah, because my character is like a magic cleric. And it was like, yeah, the color of your magic has changed. It feels off and different. And I was like, okay, someone died in the last godly encounter. It was the goddess of magic, who is now the goddess of magic. Then I met my dead magic mentor, and I was like, Matt, you fuck.
Jumps right to conclusions.
You think you could get me, huh? You
Just
think
the
you
way
could
I
trick me,
planned
huh? You think you, Matt, could trick me?
Alas, I did. I had a topic that I wanted to talk about, but I think I might save it for another episode. We do have some more questions here, and we've been doing pretty well, and this has been a lot of fun. So I might just keep letting it rip with the questions. We have one from @AndrewDotson on Twitter. And the question is, what plot hook would best draw you guys in real life? A hidden treasure has been found and you're the first to hear about it. B, a mysterious stranger approaches you with a prophecy that will save loads of people that needs brave adventurers to take up their task. Or C, something else. I'm going to go with B, personally.
See, I mean, which one would we rather do? Because which one would we rather do? I would rather go on an adventure to get something for my own personal gain.
Yeah, hell yeah.
However, if presented with both, of fucking course I would go save a bunch of lives. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, that's...
Hopefully B with a little bit of A. But I would definitely go with B. Appreciate your question, Andrew. Thank you. That's the DM for Chasing Tails. He's awesome. Beautiful, beautiful boy. Thank you so much for the question. We have 2 questions here from @GamerMomLuna on Twitter. Thank you so much, Luna. We are huge fans of her and How I Nerd over here at Verbal Components. Her first question is, what's your favorite spell when playing a caster?
I mean, we already
Evan?
answered that.
Well, you gotta answer it again. You fucking dumb. Go answer it again.
So, here's the thing. We got Wall of Force. Oh, here comes oh, she's leaving. Goodbye, dog. So yeah, Wall of Force is the most fun for me to just play. You know, like when we're in a fight, I have to think on my feet. It's just a good go-to because it's so simple, but like so powerful. But on the whole, and I really haven't been given the opportunity to flush this concept out in a game. But my favorite spell is all the resurrection ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Because I love the idea of just making death like, bitch, you're done. Like if you don't want to die,
it's a cool.
you're done.
It's a cool like character goal. I think. Mine has to be modify
a thing. Yeah. So
yeah, mine has to be modify memory. I think Modify Memory is one of the coolest spells in D&D, and I think there's a lot of cool RP moments you can have with it. I took it on my Whisper Bard, and there was a bunch of times it was super dope to use. If you haven't played a caster that can use Modify Memory, I know it's a high-level spell, but definitely give that a shot. I think it's fucking cool. Her second question is, what TCRPG podcasts or streams do you enjoy? I know, Evan, you don't really watch that many of them. I know you have a few, right?
Yes. I will catch Luna's stream, Gamer Mom Luna, aka the How I Nerd podcast. I call it her stream because she is who I interact with the most. But, yeah, it's like a variety stream where she gets a bunch of other different creators on. I catch it every time Matt's on. Or I try. Because Matt's on a lot of the time when we're playing fucking D&D, but, of course. But, yeah, her and Ben.
Okay, so Lawful Great Adventures, yeah. So mine's gonna be a little similar, but so a couple of the main ones, like big ones that I like currently are The Adventure Zone. I'll watch the shit out of that and listen to it. Critical Role, obviously, I'm a huge critter.
Oh, fucking that's literally a given.
Huge How I Nerd fan. I'm a big fan of all of the streams they put on, actually. I will watch all of them. I've been really liking the Neural Nexus Zero one that they do, and Tabletop Tavern. Both of them are really good, 1 and 2. So, How I Nerd, Lawful Great Adventures, he just went back and remastered all the sound for the first few episodes, and I think it's been fucking kick-ass. Basically Good podcast. We had him on. Their shit is amazing. I'll do one more. Dungeon Dads. Check them out too. They're super, super cool. I've been liking all of those content right now.
My thing with other podcasters is like, I make a podcast and I edit the podcast. And then I have to be a fan of everything else I'm a fan of, which is like anime, normal TV, movies. Like, I love being a podcaster and talking about my points of view and reviewing, but like when it comes to actually interacting with the community on a content level, that's just something I really can't do that much of. But like, I'll see something that I like, and I will just I more appreciate the quality of something that I can see than anything else. That's why I try to like extol the virtues that I can glean from someone like Poopy Pants, her podcast, or sorry, what
Twitch
are they?
Stream. Twitch stream.
The Twitch show that they run. It's so pretty to watch. Because I caught like 20 minutes of it. That's what I'm drawing all this from. And I've seen their other VODs. They're all like that. They're all really nice and very pleasant to watch. And that's what I draw from what other people make.
I agree with that. And
Otherwise,
also,
what I watch is like I watch fucking TV, I watch anime, I watch everything else that isn't the stuff that I make. That's
I'll add Chasing Tales to that list as well. I watch every time that their shit pops up on Thursdays. I will tune in and watch at least a little bit of it. So go check those guys out if you haven't. Those are the podcasts and streams I have personally been enjoying lately. We'll do one more. From @VerdonScribe, that's Grace. She plays in our campaign. Hello, Grace.
Be careful.
Do you have a moment in RP that really resonated with you? Yeah, I do. And I'll make it as me as a player, so it'll be me and my buddy Kai's campaign.
I've learned so much about this campaign. I know Kai's listening, because he likes this show.
Yeah.
Kai, you are like... Just the way you do shit is just how I want to do shit. Kai has a different, like, moral center than I do. We are very different people. But we have the exact same idea of what a D&D game should be. And I fucking love every game that he makes, because it's just the best to play in.
Yeah, and I did I was on we were scaling a mountain, and I got frostbite, and we were all roped together, and I was falling, and I was going to pull everyone down with me, so I tried to cut the rope so that I would go down and perish, and no one else would. I ended up missing it, and everyone caught me, and it led to a lot of difficult conversations that my character Jack had to have with other people because they noticed me try to cut the rope. That was my best moment in RP.
Such a good, like, coming to the point of self-sacrifice with a group that you didn't initially think you had it in you with. I love that story. That's one of the better D&D stories I've heard.
Yeah, it's cool.
I guess for me, I just love it whenever my showboating personality happens to be followed up by, like, what happens. Because there was a time where Matt was trying to mind control my character, and I just absolutely mouthed the fuck off to his villain, and then I, like, rolled well on the mind control. And it's just, I happened to look cool and back up everything I said completely by accident.
Yeah,
I love that.
Those are cool moments for sure. When you can, like, back up the shit that you're saying. That is all the questions that we have, or also that we have time to get to, since we're pulling up on the hour mark at this point. After editing, I'm sure we'll be down to like 40-ish minutes. We appreciate you guys always. Thank you so much for listening.
Or watching.
Yeah, or watching on the YouTube channel. I keep forgetting that we have that. We only really have one announcement
I might release
to make.
this. I feel like this one is so very video based. Just with, it feels more. I might release this one at the same time as the audio release on Monday this week.
That works. I don't care at this point, so it's fine.
Because, like, normally the video is just an extra element that makes it more personable, but, like, there's a lot of visuality in this one.
Yeah, there is. Only one announcement this week. This coming week, the week of the 7th, we will be launching our merch store. The merch store is done. I am simply waiting until this next week to launch it. So if you guys like the show, if you want to support us, go on the merch site, buy some merch. And please, if you buy merch, we love, like we never thought we'd be here with the show, and it's kind of like fucking with me right now thinking about it. But if you buy merch, we're not really doing this for a profit. We're trying to make things on the lower end of the price side so that you guys can get them, because we want people to have our shit. We don't really, like, at this point, I mean, we're getting there. We keep getting viewers, and we really, really appreciate that. But it's not like we can support ourselves with this kind of shit. We're doing it so that you guys have cool shit, that you can support the show, get stickers, get hats, get shirts, whatever we put out. if you order merch, please post it on Twitter. Please, we want to see you guys in our stuff. That would be super fucking cool for us to see. Because like we said, we're not doing it to run up our fucking PayPal. We're really putting it on the lower end so that we don't really get a lot of profit. We just want you guys to have our shit so that, because we never thought we'd be here to the point where we would put out merch, and we've been asked so many times to put merch out that we're now putting merch out. And if you buy merch from us, please show us. We want to see you guys in our merch. I think that would be so fucking cool. So if you buy merch from the merch site when it drops on Monday, September 7th, the shop will officially drop on Monday, September 7th with the episode. Please, 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 when you get your shipments in, show us. Tweet at us. We always look at the Twitter. We want to see you guys in our cool shit. Because that's literally why we're doing this merch drop, is to see you guys in our cool shit and to show that we have fans that like the show so much that they'll buy the merch for us and rep our shit out in the world, and we love that. So show it off. We would love to see you guys in our merch for sure.
Yeah, and, you know, personally, like, running a show like this is... I have goals for myself. I want to go down the scientific field. I want to do a lot of things. And this is just... It's such a fun thing to do on the side, and I always try to put my best foot forward whenever we do anything. And it's just nice to be recognized for it. I appreciate everyone. And I don't even see. I have a almost like suspicion that anything I say will come off sounding like smarmy and douchey, because that's just kind of my persona, and I'm a little fucking overconfident. But yeah, I just do appreciate it. It's all really cool. I love doing the show, especially with Matt, just because like Matt like fucking crash landed into my life, and I'm happy he's here, and it's just nice to be able to do something more with him on a regular basis, because Matt's just super busy with his job, and he has so much shit going on that I'm just happy that something I can do keeps me in touch with him. It's great.
I could not say anything better than what you just said, so I don't think I'm going to. Always appreciate you, Evan. Always appreciate doing this show, and I always appreciate all the people that listen. And like we said, the store drops Monday, September 7th, with the new episode. If you guys would like to go get some merchandise, I am very proud of the merchandise that I have put out. I've been working very hard on the store, and I think that all the products are fucking kick-ass. So dude, if you want to go there,
we got Zaynali,
we got so much
Jolie,
cool shit.
She made us a perfect simplified VC Verbal Components logo. It looks so goddamn good on a hat.
Yep.
And like, you know, you could buy it and it could mean anything too. It's like, oh, what does VC mean? You're like, oh god, I don't want to say I watched the show. Oh, it can mean it can mean very
I like the
cool.
hat a lot.
Ha, yeah.
I like the hat a lot. And there's not just hats, there's a lot of cool shit. If you guys want to go support the show, support us, rep the show out in public, please go check out the store. Obviously, we're going to tweet out about it. If you don't follow us on Twitter already and you're listening to the show and you have a Twitter, please follow our show at PodcastVC on Twitter. That's where all of our updates go. All of our Linktree stuff is there as well. So if you want to join our community... I just got diarrhea of the mouth there for a second.
That's fun.
If you want to join our community Discord, where we have a lot of cool conversations with a lot of dope-ass people, it's also where we will be moving our casting calls for people to come on the show only. We will be announcing our casting calls for people to come on the show in our community Discord. So if you want a chance to be on the show, come into the Discord, interact, be cool, have fun, and that's where we will be putting...
Yeah, I guess I guess we'll cut here and Matt's audio will play out.
Yeah. We will be announcing our casting calls for people to come on the show in our community Discord. So if you want a chance to be on the show, come into the Discord, interact, be cool, have fun, and that's where we will be putting our casting calls from now on for people to come on the show. So go to our Twitter at PodcastVC, go to our Linktree, check out our community Discord, go in there, meet some cool ass people, and other than that, I got nothing else to say. Obviously, I love doing this show with Evan, and I love everything we're doing here at Verbal Components. So, as always, it's been an honor. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's still crazy out there, so please remember to be safe. Wash your hands, wear your mask if you go out in public, and please come back to us safe next week when we release the show on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you all next week. Goodbye!